You are listening to Däs Bundesliga Show here on the Lock Betting Podcast. You can follow Lock Betting on X at Lock Betting X. That's at Lock Betting X. I post sports betting opinions there. I post free play winners. A couple of days ago, we had a 1-unit winner for the Philadelphia 76ers to cover the spread against the New York Knicks. We are now 21-3 with our 1-unit plays for this NBA season, coming off a strong NFL season. And also on that X account at LockBettingX, I post my monthly and profit and loss spreadsheet. The latest P&L is always the pinned tweet, or you can scroll down and find the rest, or you can simply head over to lockbetting.com where they're all posted in a more convenient location. After you've done that due diligence and after you've done that research and had a look through some spreadsheets, and you know the type of bets we do, you know how we manage a bankroll, you know everything about the service, or seemingly you do, you can then sign up. But if you don't, you can hit me up at my X account. My DMs are open. It's at LockBettingX. That's at LockBettingX. But if you have no questions, then you can sign up at lockbetting.com. All of the membership options are there. The soccer pack will get you all of the soccer picks. The podcast pack will just get you podcasts. And the ultimate pack will be your fully tracked pack that has delivered 130, soon to be 131 months in a row of transparent and tracked profit. So moving on with this edition of Däs Bundesliga Show, we begin with a 2:30 p.m. kickoff as Bayern Munich are hosting Eintracht Frankfurt. Bayern Munich really have nothing to play for other than trying to maintain second spot, because Stuttgart are just 3 points behind them. And it would be super embarrassing for Bayern Munich to not finish second this season. It's already embarrassing enough that Leverkusen have won the league, that Leverkusen are going for their record points tally and are currently 14 points ahead of them. So it's been a host of embarrassments for Bayern Munich, but at least on paper, this game would seemingly be more important for Frankfurt, who are trying to stay in those European places and are currently 5 points ahead of Freiburg for the automatic Europa League spot. So you would say it's a slightly more important game for Frankfurt, but at the same time, I don't believe that Bayern Munich want to suffer the humiliation of finishing third in the league, although this is a look-ahead spot for Bayern Munich with the Champions League on deck. I do think they'll rest one or two, but I still think they'll ultimately get the job done here. But with Bayern Munich looking ahead to the Champions League, this will allow Frankfurt to get themselves on the score sheet. And I'm looking at goals here for this game instead of who wins it. Frankfurt actually won the reverse fixture 5-1 in December, so Bayern Munich will be looking for some revenge, whilst 5 of Bayern Munich's last 8 games have featured over 3.5 goals. And that same selection here is being offered up at plus money at the price of 21-20 plus 105. We'll jump on board here. I'm more comfortable taking this rather than taking Bayern Munich to win and to tack on any kind of play to get Bayern Munich away from that money line price, which is too short. I'm not really too interested in that because, as I said, this is a look-ahead spot, and this could work both ways. Bayern Munich could rotate, start slow, look to get back into the game, or Bayern Munich could go ahead, take players off to rest them, and Frankfurt could get back into the game. So for me, it's safer to take the over 3.5 goals. I'm confident that Frankfurt make a contribution. I do like Bayern Munich to win this game, but I'm more happy to be on the side of 4 goals being scored here. So we'll take the over 3.5, at the plus money price of 21-20 plus 105 here for this one. Up next, we look at what could be considered to be the most important game of the weekend as RB Leipzig are hosting Dortmund. Germany only get 4 guaranteed Champions League places, but at the moment they are second in the league table for 5 Champions League places. So it looks like both of these two teams are going to get in anyway, but fourth is an absolute guarantee. And at the moment, coming into this game, it is RB Leipzig who are in 4th position, 2 points clear of Borussia Dortmund. So this is a game that Dortmund will be looking to win. They are, though, the 5-1 favourites to win this game. It's 19-5 on the draw, and it's 1-2 minus 200 here on RB Leipzig. Now, I understand RB Leipzig being the favourites here, but 1-2 minus 200 seems a little bit short to me. Leipzig are strong at home. They have 10 wins from 15, 3 draws and just 2 defeats with a plus 25 goal difference. However, Dortmund have travelled well this season and are actually the second best away team in Germany with 8 wins in their 15 away games, 6 draws and only 1 defeat on the road this season. Now, if you deep delve into it, you look for injury issues here for Borussia Dortmund, significant ones that would result in this line seeing Leipzig as such a heavy favourite. And I can't find them. Yes, Donnell Marlon is touch and go. Sebastian Haller's not expected to play. And Emre Can is suspended for the game. But these aren't significant. But Borussia Dortmund do have the players to come in and replace them. One of the other factors here is that this is a look-ahead spot for Borussia Dortmund, and it is very likely that Germany will have 5 Champions League places. So perhaps they are going to take their foot off the gas here. Perhaps they are going to rotate. Perhaps they are going to be looking ahead to the Champions League. I've looked at all of the factors and I still don't arrive at a 1-2 minus 200 line here for RB Leipzig. So for those reasons that I'm outlined, I am going to go against it. I'm going to take Borussia Dortmund with a 1-goal head start here. Borussia Dortmund +1 in the Asian handicap market. Now, this isn't Borussia Dortmund on the double chance market, because that would be +0.5 goal. And that would mean Borussia Dortmund would need to avoid a defeat for you to win money. And there would be no push situation where you could get your money back, but you can with +1. So you still need Borussia Dortmund to avoid a defeat here to win money. But the difference between the double chance market, other than the fact the double chance market is at a better price and Dortmund +0.5 goal is at a better price, is the +1 gives you the protection of a push if Leipzig win, but only win by a single goal. If Leipzig do win this game, I do not see them blowing Dortmund away. Leipzig have had the better of this fixture recently. They also won the reverse, but nothing has been overly convincing. And for that reason, I'm happy to be with Dortmund here getting a 1-goal start. As I said, this is the Asian handicap market. This isn't +0.5 goal. This isn't the double chance. If Borussia Dortmund lose this game by 2 goals, you still lose money. But if they lose by 1, you get your money back. If they avoid a defeat here, this is a winning bet at the price of 21-20 +105. So hopefully that is a lucky price for us, as we've taken that price for the first 2 selections on the show, as we take Borussia Dortmund +1 goal here in the Asian handicap market for this one. Up next, I don't think we'll be taking anything at +105 here for this one, because it features Bayer Leverkusen at home to Stuttgart. We know Leverkusen have nothing to play for in the league other than the fact that they are chasing the record points tally in the Bundesliga. And also, we know they are trying to maintain their unbeaten record in all competitions. They are trying to be the Invincibles. Although, obviously, if they do it in every competition, that is far more impressive than what Arsenal did in the Premier League. So they'll be trying to maintain that. In order for them to get the record points total, which they can no longer now break, they can only level it. They will need to win all of their remaining games. But I do believe this team will be motivated to do that. Their Europa League semi-final isn't until Thursday. So when you're looking at some of these teams playing on Wednesday or Tuesday, they may be a little bit more reluctant to go all out or to start their full team. I don't think Leverkusen care as much about it, because they are playing on Thursday, and I expect a full effort here still at home against Stuttgart, where Leverkusen are the 4-5 favourites to win this game. It's 3-1 on the draw, and it's 10-3 here on Stuttgart. Obviously, Stuttgart are formidable opponents. That's why they are third in the table, but they are showing signs of some complacency as they get more comfortable with their position. And it looks very much like, well, it's all but confirmed that they will be playing in the Champions League next season. But for me, I'm going to ride Leverkusen as they try to level the record, and most significantly, they try to remain unbeaten and try to remain invincible in all competitions. And you can't guarantee that by resting players and rotating players. The only way you guarantee that you remain unbeaten is to try and win games. And this team have been absolutely dominant this season, so I don't want to stand against them. I did last weekend, and I ended up with a push, albeit in the 95th minute of injury time. At least we didn't lose money with that selection, but Borussia Dortmund should have ended Leverkusen's invincible season. That leads me to believe that they will do it. That leads me to believe that this team probably will go on and win every single trophy that they're competing for and will not lose a game this season. However, I do still think that big banana skin lies ahead when they travel to Roma. But here, we're looking at the game between themselves and Stuttgart. And I do like Leverkusen to hand Stuttgart back-to-back losses, as I take Leverkusen to win this game on the money line at the price of 4-5, minus 125 here for this one. Up next, we jump across to Sunday, and we look at the game here between Borussia Mönchengladbach and Union Berlin. Borussia Mönchengladbach here are the 13-10 plus 130 favourites to win it. It's 12-5 on the draw, and it's 2-1 here on Union Berlin. Union Berlin were in the Champions League this season, and now they are just trying to stay in the Bundesliga. Mons are just 2 points behind them, and if Mons take them over and Union Berlin finish 16th, they will have to play in the relegation playoff game. As for being automatically relegated, they should be safe from that, as they are 7 points clear. As for Mönchengladbach, they're really having a nothing season. They're in mid-table. They've got 31 points from 30 games. They're 12th in the table, and there really isn't anything to play for them between now and the end of the season. But I still think that they will turn up and win this game, just because it's better to be safe than sorry. And if Borussia Mönchengladbach don't pick up any more points between now and the end of the season, then 31 points won't be enough to actually stay in the league. So whilst they are safe and very, very likely to remain safe, one more win will make that 100% sure. And there's no better opponent to play at the moment than Union Berlin. Yes, Union Berlin needs something, and that could make them difficult to play against, but they are in poor form at the moment. They are on a run of 3 successive losses, as well as losing 10 of the last 14 away from home. Whilst Borussia Mönchengladbach, interestingly, have not lost at home to a team currently in the bottom half of the Bundesliga, whilst they come into this one having won 5 of the last 11 at Borussia Park, which doesn't sound impressive, but this team are 12th. So they're not going to be winning games against top half opponents, not going to be winning games against the top 6, definitely, or not expected to. But this is a game they are expected to win. If they win it, they are safe. They're out of the conversation. They go from 31 to 34. We're not talking about Borussia Mönchengladbach as potential relegation fodder anymore. Is it a good season? No. It's a terrible season, but we all knew that it was going to be somewhat of a hit and miss transitional season for Gladbach, where they weren't expected to do much. But nobody was expecting him to go down. I'm not expecting him to go down, and I expect them to find that win that they need in the next 4 games. Why not here against a Union Berlin team who are just woeful at the moment and could insanely go down in the same season that they actually played in the Champions League? That would be incredible, and it's not that far-fetched when you look at their form at the moment. Up next, we look at the game here between Mons and Cologne, where Mons are the 1-2 favourites. It's 10-3 on the draw, and it's 21-4 here on Cologne. Mons are the favourites, and if they do win this, it pretty much means that Cologne are down, and it also means that Mons could get themselves out of this relegation playoff position. Now, if Union Berlin draw and Mons win, Mons will overtake them on goal difference. If Union Berlin lose and Mons win, Mons will be a point clear of Union Berlin. I look for Mons to go all out for the win here, and I'm happy to even take them at -1 as opposed to just taking them on the money line. The money line's obviously short at -200, but I'm happy to take them at -1. -1.5, which means they need to win by 2 goals or you lose, is available at 6-4 plus 150. -1 is available at 5-6 -120. They still need to win by 2 goals for you to win, but if they only win by a single goal, you don't lose money. You end up with a push, unlike taking the -1.5. Now, this is a Mons team who have won 4 of the last 5 at home and are looking to survive and are in far better form than Union Berlin, whilst Cologne, they've been beating 2-0 in each of their last 2 games. Mons have pulled off routine wins at home against 2 of the sides below them, and all but one of their wins this season have come by 2 goals or greater. So when they win, they do win convincingly. They are in form. They are beating the teams in and around them at the bottom. And this is a very good opportunity to essentially send Cologne down automatically and to ensure that the worst thing that Mons have to deal with this season is a relegation playoff. But I believe this win will take them out of that relegation playoff spot, as I do think that they will get a better result this weekend than Union Berlin. I believe they will win, and I actually believe Union Berlin will lose on the same afternoon when they travel to Borussia Mönchengladbach, a game that we've already covered here on the show. So that's it for me in this edition of Däs Bündesliga Show. As I've said on all my podcasts this week, the only show I'll be giving a lockout for is the European show. I'm looking for interaction at the at SGP Soccer account. I'm looking for iTunes reviews. I'm looking for follows, retweets, and likes. If you do send me an iTunes review, you will receive a bonus lock. Just send me a screenshot at any of my X accounts at SGP Soccer or at Lock Betting X. That's it for me. Good luck with all of your bets as always, and thanks for listening.